names, but okay. So in this interview, we'd like to observe spoken dialect. We're going to ask you a large number of questions. Some will be used on the video, others will not, but everyone's going to be asked the same questions. So just try to answer as comfortably as you're able, and be sure to provide the first answer that comes to your mind, and there are no wrong answers. So what we always explain is the elements of a dialect. A person's dialect is comprised of the words they use, how they pronounce them, and the grammatical structures they use in their spoken language. All dialects are equal, ever-changing, and driven by rules. And they say that you are what you speak. So the first section is focused on lexical differences. You're a teacher, so I know you know what those are. Has anyone ever teased you for a word that you use?
Yes.
Not how you pronounce it, though, but the actual word.
No, well, I guess not. I mean, maybe y'all. When I first moved to Greenville, I was very country sounding, and I kind of got picked on for that. But yeah, so sure.
Right. And do you still say y'all?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. How would you address a group of two or more people?
Y'all.
Do you have any others that you use?
I mean, I guess I would say you, depending on the circumstance.
Okay. What word would you use to keep yourself from swearing?
I don't do a very good job of that. I don't know. I say rats, darn. Yeah, I can't think of any other ones right now.
Okay. No, I'm in that same boat. So, okay. What are some words or phrases you use to describe somebody who's very drunk?
Trashed. Drunk. Yeah, trash is probably the main one.
Okay. All right. What words or phrases would you use to tell someone you recently vomited?
Hurled. Yeah, hurled.
Okay. All right. The following pages are going to have questions and photos accompanying them. Just answer instinctively by giving the first answer that comes to your mind. So,
Okay.
I have two ways you can do it. I can either ask you the question, you have a minute to look at the picture and think about it, or I can just go through and you can answer off the picture. So, whatever's comfortable for you.
Either way.
Okay. What do you call these shoes used for athletic activities?
Tennis shoes.
What do you call this drink made with milk and ice cream?
Milkshake.
What do you call this item used in the classroom? Insect with glowing dot.
Firefly. Lightning bug.
Which one do you use more?
I'm trying to remember. I think I use lightning bug more.
Okay. What do you call this carbonated beverage?
Coke.
What do you call this kind of sandwich?
Sub.
A grocery
cart.
And what do you call these colorful toppings on
Sprinkles.
ice cream? And what do you call this kind of hat?
Toboggan.
And what do you call this item used for water?
Pail.
Okay. The next level that we look at are phonological differences, and that's where your accent hangs out, and lots of people are really good at covering their.
And by the way, I usually say sneakers more than I say tennis shoes, but for whatever reason, tennis shoes came to mind this time.
It's really weird because on one of these, the word pecan comes up, and when I tested it out myself really fast, it always came out as pecan, even though I don't say pecan.
Do you know Megan Winslow? She's a couple years older than you. She used to work at Woodard's, and when people come up and say they wanted a pecan, whatever, she go, pecan? Okay, great, pecan.
Okay. Has anyone ever teased you for the way you pronounced a word? And what was it? And do you still say it that way?
Emily gives me a hard time because I say across with a T.
Oh, yeah?
Like we're going across the street. Like, or, yeah, I say across with a T on the end.
Are there any that Emily says funny to you?
Yes, several.
Oh, she didn't have one.
Museum. She says museum.
Oh, wait, she didn't have museum.
Poem. Her mom uses draw. She's kind of gotten out of that. She says drawer now. There's something else. Museum, poem. There's something else. And fragrance. She says fragrance.
Really?
Yes.
Emily does?
Yes.
Or mom?
Emily.
Fragrance?
Yes.
I feel like I need to stick my pinky out.
So yes, exactly. So I've started giving her a hard time about that.
John's family's all from Minnesota, and he's never lived in Minnesota ever, but they have an intrusive L in their dialect, and he says both instead of both. Like, he can't say both, it always comes out both. His mom says dow instead of dog. So,
Interesting.
Alright, the following pages are going to have familiar songs and rhymes on them. Try not to sing the songs, just read them in your normal tone of voice, and if you know them by heart, try not to read it. I was telling Whitney, a lot of people, they see Jack and Jill and they act like they're reading the Gettysburg Address. So Okay.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Like that. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are you. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after.
The following slides are going to have one or more words on them to be read in rapid succession.
Let's see what that is.
Yeah. Alright, so why can't I see
Need help?
this? There we go. Oh crap, it went from the beginning. Okay.
It's because you click the from beginning button.
Funny how that works.
I know. Okay.
Alright, so the following slides are going to have one or more words on them to be read in rapid succession. Please say them quickly, don't stop to think about the pronunciation, just say them in your natural tone voice. You ready?
Aunt, caramel, coffee, coupon, crayon, huge, pecan, route, syrup, time, water, athlete, nuclear, realtor, caught, Mary, 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 Murray, pin, pan,
Do that one again.
Mary, 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 Murray, pin, pan.
And then the last level that we look at are your syntactic differences, and a lot of that has to do with grammar. I was telling Whitney there's certain parts of the country that they employ double modals, and so for their dialect, it would be acceptable to say something like I might, could go. The questions that are going to be on these slides are mostly focused on trying to get people to tell a story. So if you have a good story, please share. And if there's a question that you're uncomfortable with, then we can always pass it.
Okay.
Can you tell me a little bit about where you live, or where you're from, including places you've lived, and are your parents from the same area or not?
Okay, I was born in Eatonton and then moved to Greenville when I was 13. Went to high school and college here, and somewhere in there is where I quote unquote lost my accent because, like I said, when I first moved here, it's very twangy country, and it wasn't anything that I did intentionally. It just kind of went away. So then I moved back up to the northeast part of the state and taught in Paquemmons County for 8 years before coming back to Greenville. So I'm kind of half from northeast North Carolina and half from Pitt County area. I think we're about to get interrupted. Yes. Okay. Okay, listen. Okay, listen. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna need you to leave me alone for a few minutes, okay? If you have any other issues, ask Jeremiah. My parents are not from the same area. My mom is from near Taylorsville, up near Hickory, and my dad was born in D.C. and moved when he was young to Charlotte.
Do you feel like any of these areas have influenced your dialect more or less at all?
I'm sure, but I've never sat down and tried to analyze it.
Okay. What's your favorite hobby, or what activities do you enjoy in your spare time? And if there's anything you're passionate about, why?
Probably playing guitar is my main hobby. I also enjoy kayaking, travel. Passionate about? I mean, I guess I'm passionate about my guitars. Emily would tell you I am because I have a room full of them. So there you go.
What's your dream job, and why did you choose it? I mean, like the really cheesy shoot for the stars.
Oh yeah, shoot for the stars. I've always wanted to be a rock star. Because I don't know the fame and fortune and able to do exactly what I want when I want. Not in a bad way, but if I want to.
So, if you're a rock star, tell me about your dream tour bus or the set. Like, how do you envision it?
I wouldn't necessarily want to do a big stadium stage because as a fan, I feel like there's too much of a removal there. I like the more intimate things. So, I like shows where there are walkways, where there are multiple stages, where the artists kind of come out closer to the crowd or interact with the crowd because I feel like it's more of what you're paying your money for.
What was the happiest
Natalie, go in the other room, sweetie. Thank you, baby.
Just any time that you were like crazy happy with joy. So if there's a story to tell, tell it. If you don't want to.
I mean, there's all the typical ones like getting married and birth of your firstborn and stuff. So I'm going to eliminate those and go with kind of a cheesier one. I always had a crush on Susanna Hoffs, the lead singer of the Bangles, growing up. And when I was in college, the very first Lilith Fair, she was on that tour, and I covered it for press. And she was on the side stage, and so after she left the stage, I was going to try and run over and meet her and didn't get a chance to. But then she came back out, and I like totally attacked her. I was like, "Hi, I'm a big fan. Can I get a picture?" And she's like, "Sure, I've got to go do this thing. Come with me." Okay. So like I just bebopped along next to her with her and her band, and she did a little autograph thing, and I hopped behind the counter and got a picture with her, and that was.
Do you still have it?
Oh yeah.
Is it like sitting in a rock star shop or something?
No, nothing like that. I can show it to you after we finish this if you want.
Okay. Alright. And do you have any of the scariest moments of your life? I know a lot of people, they don't go with the fear so much as they go with like a car crash or.
Yeah, no, I don't get scared easily. I'm not a worrier. So even when I was in the hospital and I had only a 33% chance of being fine, I never was really worried because that's just not how I roll.
Are you comfortable telling what happened?
Yeah, I had a heart infection. It's called myocarditis. I call it a stomach bug, and it spread to my heart and affected my heart.
Is that when it swells?
And I don't think it swells. It just becomes inflamed. It was a virus. There's bacterial, viral, most viral. So yeah, I just had chest pains. Went to the hospital. They admitted me. All the symptoms were shown as having a heart attack, except for the fact that I was talking normally, and you know. So they did the femoral catheterization, and everything was clean, and that's when they found out that I had an infection. So they told Emily all these horrible things that could happen, and don't leave his side. Didn't tell me because I didn't need the stress. That was Saturday night. Sunday morning, I was awakened by a doctor and two residents at 5 in the morning who announced to me in a booming voice that it is what they call a disease of thirds. I had a 33% chance I'd be fine, 33% chance that I would die, and a 33% chance that my heart would be damaged to where I needed a transplant. Do I have any questions? And the joke is Emily, I didn't notice, but Emily was watching my heart monitor and it like escalated for like 5 seconds and then went back to normal because that's just I don't worry. Like it was just okay, whatever. I mean, there's nothing I could do to change it. So, and that's kind of my philosophy on things. If it's out of my control, why be scared of it? Why worry about it?
Well, you're obviously still here, so
exactly.
That went well. Okay, and the last question, kind of silly question. Yeah, go for it. Were you like itching to press that the whole time?
No, just I feel bad for you because you're having to reach over all the time.
Cat girl exercise. A lot of the people that we asked this are 18 or 19, so they're tiny tots when Lion King came out. But have you seen Lion King?
Yes.
And if you were telling the story to Natalie or Jeremiah and you just wanted to tell the story without a book, could you do that? Or would you do that for me?
Sure. What's the guy's name? Who's the big one, the dad who dies?
Mufasa.
Is he? I thought Mufasa was the evil one.
No, that's Scar.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So Mufasa has a cub who's going to take over the Pride Lands, if I remember what they're called. The cub is a boundary pusher a little bit and wants to live on the edge. And Scar is Mufasa's evil brother who wants to take over the Pride Lands. And in the end, he ends up using Simba, the son, and Mufasa dies, and he drives Simba away. Simba ends up coming back later and beats Scar and takes over the Pride Lands, and everybody lives happily ever after.
Okay. How did Mufasa's death make you feel if you watched it as a child?
I mean, as a child, I don't. Things like that bother me more now than they did. Once I became a parent, yes. As a kid, I was like, oh yeah, okay, whatever, it's a story, it's a cartoon. And now, I mean, I still know it's a story and it's a cartoon, but like it hits like a different part of me.
And what was your favorite scene?
Who knows? It's been too long since I've seen it.
Everybody always goes for the one where Nala and Simba meet again, so we had lots of.
Pinji again, that one. Yeah.
Exactly. So, okay, that's all the silly questions I have for you.